Pretty good. Was able to practice fully today, moving around okay. I think I'll be good to go.
Do you feel it at all with the throwing motion?
Not too bad with the throwing motion. So I've dealt with this a bunch of times before. Not much different than those times. Just continue to go out there, get treatment when I can, and then go play.
How about your thumb? You said you were still kind of working towards getting back to 100% with that. Will you have to wear the soft brace on Sunday, do you think?
Potentially. I'm not sure. Worked with it today. We'll kind of see. It's a little bit of a work in progress. Trying to do, what's best for me in the short and long term, and then also what's best for, my ability to go out there and perform the way I want to. So just constantly working with those guys on that. But know we'll have a good plan and go out there and be ready to go.
As a man who spent a lot of Thanksgivings playing football, do you miss that at all?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I loved it. I loved playing in that game. I loved playing the early game, especially always at home. I mean, it's a pretty good gig. Go play the game and come home, have Thanksgiving dinner like everybody else pretty much at 5:30 or 6 and watch whatever game's on at that point. And then you got the rest of the weekend off, so you don't have to watch what you eat. Kind of have a good time with it. Last couple of years, obviously, a little different story. So got to kind of pace yourself on Thursday and make sure you don't go too crazy knowing you got a game on Sunday. So it's something I miss for sure. And just that tradition is a really cool one. It's something that the city of Detroit, and Dallas obviously, but grew up watching that game as a Cowboy fan. Grew up playing it, played in it in Detroit for a bunch of years. It's cool how much the city and the fan base really cares about it. And obviously they got a great team going this year, so it'll be fun. I'm sure it'll be rocking.
They're using a Madden coin tomorrow. In your time in Detroit, you remember sitting in meetings with him or?
No, not too many. No, I mean, obviously an unbelievable influence on the game. Not only what he did as a coach and all that, but, I feel like a bunch of the guys in our locker room probably know him as the guy that is on the video game, and he's done so much for our game in so many different aspects. It's really cool to honor him in that way.
OBJ is coming back to SoFi for the first time since playing in the Super Bowl with y'all. And I know that was a really intense game for him, really intense game for all you guys. What do you kind of remember about his experience of being here and just kind of giving it all for you guys to make that push?
Yeah, he was a great teammate. Loved getting to work with him. Obviously, hate how it, ended for him in that game. But was a huge part of our success in the second half of the season. Had a great playoff run as well. Fully believe he'd have had a huge game, in the Super Bowl had he not gotten hurt with what they were doing coverage-wise with trying to take Cooper out of the game. So, but obviously still had a big impact in the, minutes that he played in that game. But was a great teammate, a joy to be around, guy that came to work, true professional, learned our system, in a heartbeat and was able to go out and operate. Was a great communicator with me, with everybody on the team. I still am in contact with him some and just wish him nothing but the best as much as I possibly can. Disappointed I didn't get invited to his birthday party, but I'll talk to him about that on another day. But he was a great teammate.
He's one of those guys that obviously his fame transcends football to a certain degree. Do you think that people develop these impressions of him that may just not really relate to who he actually is as a teammate?
Yeah, I mean, I think that happens to a lot of people these days. I feel like people can form opinions and it can get spread however it wants to get spread. And if you don't want to sit there and defend it, then it's going to just run. And all I know is what I can speak to and how he was around here, how he treated the people around here. And it was nothing but class, a great guy. I'm not too caught up on how other people see him. I don't think he is either. And I think that's a great way to be, especially with a guy, with his following. I think he enjoys life. He loves life, and that rubs off on the people around him when you're around him. And other than that, I think he just goes about his business and tries to perform on the field and is who he is off the field, which is a fun person to be around.
I actually do at one point
Okay.
because I was talking to Tyler, and Tyler was saying the same words.
Higby?
Yeah.
Okay.
Seamless transition. here.
Yep.
What signaled that to you? Was it something like going on the practice field, he just had something down, or what signaled that he was kind of ready to adapt for?
I mean, learning the offense and all that was a process, but he, got here on a Thursday. I think he played in a Sunday game or whatever it was. So he was able to grasp as much as, humanly possible at that moment. He was also a good communicator, right? Like there were going to be times where he'd be unsure and he wasn't afraid to go, hey, staff, what do I have? You know what I mean? Whatever it is right there. And then we'd go and play. And then that just lets his ability kind of just come out and was a heck of a player for us. And then in our locker room, he just brought great energy. I mean, if you're about football and love to have fun and want to go out there and work hard, you're going to fit right in this locker room, and that's what he did.
In terms of Puka, as physical as he played, I know you have an appreciation for that, but do you ever sit there and go, you got to dial it back to survive a whole season or multiple seasons?
No, I don't. I think that's something that he'll learn, and I think as he gets more and more comfortable with the game, I mean, for a rookie, he's about as comfortable as I've ever seen somebody, but as he gets more and more comfortable in the game, he'll find his opportunities to, try to stay up on his feet or stay upright, whether that's blocking or getting out of bounds if the journey's kind of over on a pass play or whatever it is, that'll come. But he's a tone setter for our offense as well, and just kind of the way he plays, the physicality and the tempo that he plays with. We have so many guys on the perimeter that compete like that, and he's just one of them, and it's cool to have, as a quarterback, I know as the running backs run, they watch him fighting tooth and nail on blocks and trying to knock guys to the ground, blocking defensive ends, whatever it is. He competes like all of our guys do, and that's something that we ask of those guys, and they go out there and perform and do it. I'm sure his body feels not great on certain days, but he's been able to show up for us, and that's huge. Kyron looked great. Obviously he's coming off an injury, so you just want to temper expectations and understand, hey, man, this guy's coming back from, something that sets people back for a while. And I love his play energy, love his passion for the game, what he brings to our offense and our huddle, and just try to support him as much as we can. And when he touches the ball, let him go do his thing. And when he doesn't, hopefully he's getting back in there as soon as he can.
If he is back out there, Matthew, what will he bring to this offense?
Obviously, talented runner, talented receiver. Tough guy in pass protection, kind of a guy that can do it all. And like I mentioned earlier, just great play energy. The way he competes with and without the football, it's kind of what we want around here, and he's done a great job of showing that. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.